Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Keller Williams Realty Technologies Ambassador webinar. I want to welcome all ambassadors and MC Tech coordinators on today's call. We're so excited to have you all with us today. As always, we have Brenda on the line. Say hello, Brenda.
Hi, Kevin, and hi, everybody. Happy Friday.
And as always, we have Adam on the other side helping us out with questions. Hello, Adam.
Hi, everyone. Glad to be here.
All right, and as always, just let us know if you all have any questions throughout today's presentation. We'll be more than happy to answer any of those questions. It can be regarding today's content or any other questions you may have regarding KW Technology. Now's the time to ask. All right, it is September 18th, 2015. This is Kevin, and here is what is on our agenda. We're going to talk about the new KW websites, what you need to know. We're going to give you a sneak peek at what we'll be talking to our leadership about, and this is one of the great advantages of being an ambassador is getting this kind of information before anyone else. So I bet you are excited you decided to join on today's call. And then we have next week's schedule because the KW websites, there is so much information. That's all we're going to have time for, and then of course we'll go over the schedule. But as always, we'll save some time for questions. All right, hope you all are ready to get started. I know you are ready to find out what's going on with KW website. So tell us, Brenda, what is happening?
Okay, well, you might have heard that we have some new websites on the horizon. And next week, in fact, it's going to be Tuesday, September 22nd, we're doing a webinar for leadership. The leadership staff across the U.S. and Canada should be getting an email from our international marketing group today, letting them know of this webinar. And we wanted to share it with all of you. So, as always, you're the first to know. And what this is, it's just we want to make sure that leadership is in a position to answer questions and to just speak at a good level of knowledge about what these new websites will include and what it means for agents, both new agents and agents who have been with Keller Williams for a while. So we just encourage you to help them register for the webinar. Again, the email hasn't gone out yet. It should be going out today. The link to the webinar is also in the KW Technology community that I hope you are all engaged in, and it's in that calendar. Again, it's next Tuesday, and it's Central Time, 11 to 11:30 in the morning. So let's get started, and let's talk about what you need to know about KW websites.
Okay, so.
Okay, Kevin, could you?
Yep, there. It should be showing
the
now.
slide, please.
Yep, it should be showing now.
Still seeing.
I don't know what. Hold on. Give me.
Same slide.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
So.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. No, go back one slide, please.
There we go.
Sorry, the fun of being in two locations at once. Anyway, I'll just talk about it. So we have entered into a contract with Playster, and they are powering the new websites. These are WordPress-based websites. They are easy to set up. You can see the little icons across the bottom. Quick setup, multiple site designs, custom branding, mobile-ready, advanced search, blogging. We'll talk a little bit about each of those features in a minute. But really, it's the best of both worlds of what we've got right now. So over on the left, you see that right now agents have e-edge websites, and that satisfies the agent who just wants that quick and easy set-it-and-forget-it website. It's pretty much done for them. They can do a little bit of customization to the text. That's all they got to do. Whereas eAgency, doors wide open to make it look however an agent likes. It can completely reflect their unique brand, and they can add as many pages to it as they want. So the new KW websites, which is going to be available across the board, we're aiming for about family reunion time for this to start rolling out next year, is the best of both worlds. So here is the rollout plan. So as you probably know, we started taking signups to join the early adopter group. So we're doing this in an early adopter group rollout in two phases. In phase one, could you please go back, Kevin?
Yep.
Starts next month, and that is going to be selected agent websites. So at MegaCamp, we took names of agents who were interested in becoming early adopters, and so many, the response was overwhelming that had to be cut off. I don't believe the email has gone out to them yet. The team who's putting that together, I know, is fine-tuning it as early as yesterday afternoon, so that should be going out any moment. Whether or not you are in the group or not, you should get an email letting you know either way. And the first round of early adopters, their websites will launch in October sometime. And if you're in that group, then you'll have a link to a webinar that's going to tell you everything you need to know about where do you go to get your website, how do you get it set up, what kind of feedback does the team want, how do you submit that, all that good stuff. So look out for that. And if you're not in the early adopter group, part one, don't fret. We'll try to get you into the second group, which in fact we are still taking requests for, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. The early adopter group 2 is also where we're going to turn on some market center sites. So group 1 is just agent websites, and then group 2 is going to be agent and market center websites. Again, early adopters, not everybody across the board. And this is giving us a chance to get feedback from our associates that's going to help shape the rollout that will go to all associates in the U.S. and Canada next year. And just one more note that not everybody who is on the request list will be able to be included in the group. There's certain criteria. The biggest thing is what market you're in, which might dictate whether or not we're able to get you set up early. But we definitely are trying to accommodate as many people who have requested early adopter status as possible. Okay, so now we can go to the next slide, Kevin. So this page, Bookmark It, you can't find it right now through the MyKW menu, but if you just use this URL and bookmark it, you'll be able to get to it at any time. This is the landing page for the new website. On this page, it's a long page. If you scroll down, it does a quick overview of the main features that these websites will have, and we're going to go show you some screenshots of those in just a minute. Also, it's got about 20 or so frequently asked questions and answers, and we're going to cover the top 5 or 6 of those today. And then at the very bottom of the page is a form, which you can see pictured on the slide here. Just a simple form. If you want to be an early adopter, we just ask that you submit that form. And then, again, the first group is closed. This would be requesting access to the second wave of early adopters. That list will be closed down in, I believe, late October or November. Communications will go out as to whether or not you're in that group, and then those sites will get launched later this year. Okay, so let's take a look. We have some mock-ups of what these sites will look like. And the first slide here, this is just really showing off the design of the slide, and also, as you can see, it's responsive to any device. So these websites, they look great. They, go back please, thank you. As you can see, it shows featured properties, and it will resize to tablet or phone or desktop. It features the agent branding up in the top right. As you can see, that's on practically every page. So these sites can be branded, and they're also very flexible. There's many different templates available, so you can choose your own color scheme. You can upload your own logo, photo. You can even tailor your menus and the pages that fit your brand. And all of the designs are compatible. So much like eAgency, if you're switching from one template to another, you completely change the look, but you don't lose any of the content. And also, every page practically has a search form built into it, so it doesn't lose that main purpose of being a property search tool. Okay, next slide, please. So this should excite a lot of you. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, well, just one of the things I wanted to mention, and it's not in any of the information that I saw, but let's not forget, we also get indexable listings. Those of you that do have IDX tied to your your site is, there's two things that you can tell the agents to make them really excited about these websites. That's that they are mobile optimized and they are have indexable listings. Those are two huge advantages and will make just about anybody excited about getting a new platform.
Okay. Questions are coming in. We will definitely address your questions, but I do want to address a couple of notes that have come in that you're not able to get that URL to work, mykw.kw.com/website. So I had it open earlier this morning. I don't know if there's something wrong, but stay tuned. We'll make sure that that's working. But that absolutely should not have gone away because that is the one and only landing page for everybody to refer to. Okay, so blogs, built-in blogs. Again, this is based on WordPress. So just by a show of hands on the webinar, who has used WordPress before and is already familiar with this? So several hands are going up. Yeah, so as you probably know, it's very user-friendly, and having a blog is such an easy, unique way to make yourself stand out, and it builds your SEO. So some of the features that come with the blogs on the new websites, you can have previews of recent posts on your main page, and that's the screenshot you're seeing there kind of in the background. And then you can have a featured image that goes along with that preview. Your blog posts, you get to format them with all different kinds of text formatting tools. Your own images and graphics, even videos, can be added to the blog posts. You can decide what excerpts of text appear in the blog previews. And then, as with most blogging tools, you're able to save your blog drafts and have them ready to publish later on. So you can get them ready, stage them ahead of time and then publish them according to your schedule. All right. And Kevin, you want to talk about some more features?
Yeah, absolutely. Advanced listing searches and opportunities for the consumers to save properties. We know that an IDX solution or an MLS search functionality is imperative in an agent website. And with the KW websites, we're going to give you more choices. There's a lot of forms that you can choose from. You can choose what your featured properties look like and even filter your searchable listings. So all of the listing criteria that is available, you can set that criteria because we all work in different areas and our buyers have different needs. Visitors, of course, can also save their properties to view later. Someone asked a question a little bit ago about what about calls to action. There are calls to action all over this site. And in fact, you can choose from several basic and advanced search forms. So you, again, you have your choice. You can tailor it to your consumer's experience. Of course, you can tailor it to your own brand, to your own website. And every page, nearly every page, I should say, comes with a quick search widget. Okay, we'll talk about calls to action. The search widget is one of the largest calls to action you can have on your website. Very, very powerful search widget. And then naturally, any contacts that are collected from the KW websites, of course, will be filtered into your eEdge control panel. So there's those features. We also will have incorporated Google Maps along with the property details page. It's what we call geolocating, if you will. It gives visitors a closer look at the properties with the photos, a ton of MLS data, and then of course Google Maps integration. Every property is geocoded. That way visitors who access those details page can see exactly where the listing is in Google. And of course, as always, and as you can see on the slide, my listings, my leads, the lifeblood of our business, and of course listings are the lifeblood of any real estate business. The IDX solution will integrate automatically with the MLS data. It's going to give you the most accurate, up-to-date details, the most up-to-date photos of your properties, and of course, as always, lots of calls to actions, lots of opportunities for agents to connect with visitors, and then, of course, our goal is, once we connect them, to convert them to leads. So there's the property details page. Of course, they're going to want to find out more about you, and every agent page gets a biography page. Every agent gets their own dedicated biography and contact information page. And then I love the look and the feel of the testimonials page. You can create testimonials. You can choose which ones to feature, and as you can see, you can add graphics of those individuals who are giving those testimonials. Puts a face to the testimonial. And then, of course, this is what your market center sites will look like. Of course, also geolocated. I like the Google-esque look of it with the pins of each location. Every time we add this kind of information, when we're incorporating Google into our websites and into just basically our technology, it's going to help us with SEO. It's going to help you with SEO. It's just a really great partnership, and they're continuing to improve the opportunity for you all to be found. So the Market Center sites, as Brenda mentioned, will be a later delivery, but this is a quick, just a good example of what they look like. Okay, so we're going to address some of the top questions we've received. You can find all of those FAQs on the KW website page, and I think one of the mistakes that people were making when they were putting in this URL is they were using the word website. It has to be websites with an S. So, of course, one of the first questions is eEdge going away? And you all know that eEdge is the system that runs your business. So my contacts, my marketing, my transactions, these are not impacted anyway by the website. And in fact, we could have still run these tools easily without the eEdge website integrated at any time. So it's just a matter of these are not impacted. All leads are going to continue to flow into eEdge, including those leads that come from the new KW websites. Now, naturally, as we have mentioned, this is no secret. The eAgency and the eEdge websites are ultimately going to be phased out, and we're going to give you a lot of notice and a lot of information of those transition dates. And those, speaking of a lot of information, a lot of us have put a lot of time, effort, and even money into our eAgency website. We're working with those preferred vendors, those vendors that we have supported and promoting. And as far as moving content from your site, we're going to let you all do that. And this is a great time to determine what information you still want to use. A lot of that content may be old. It's most likely outdated. You know, we're always talking about cleaning up your database. This is now a great time to clean up your web presence. Really take advantage of this and keep everything in one nice tight little package, including your blog and your design. No greater time than the present to clean up that presence. And right now, as of today, the app is still powered by WolfNet IDX. This doesn't impact the mobile app. The ability for them to save searches and favorites will sync with the websites in the near future. For now, you will need to continue to visit your WolfNet back office and respond to those leads, and then we'll be providing you all more details on the back office through Playster or where that information is fed into. So as always, we're going to try to make it as easy as possible for you, and along the way providing you with a lot of great training and information that you can pass on to your agents.
All right. Well, I've got an easy FAQ. So a lot of you have domains already registered, and yes, you're going to be able to keep that domain and have that redirected to the new website. So no worries there. The next question is it going to be the same as the WordPress tool. So while we talked about the WordPress before, the new website platform, it's custom. It's built on top of WordPress, so it's even easier. You're not going to have direct access to the exact same WordPress dashboard, but so again, Playster is our vendor that we're partnering with to bring you these websites, and they specialize in real estate websites. So they have taken that WordPress interface and simplified it and customized it really for a real estate agent type audience. But again, as it says here, because they're still powered by WordPress, technically the SEO benefits that you get from an indexable WordPress-based site will still be there. So good news there. And then finally, we got some questions today about this, but as you know, NAR is offering a $5 a month or $60 a year product, a Playster website product. So that is not quite the same as what we are offering. So these sites that we'll be rolling out to all of you are going to be custom built. So I would recommend waiting if you can for these sites to become available. If you already are a user of Playster, then we will have a transition plan in place for you. We have more details about the whole transition forthcoming. So, and a big reason why we wanted to preview this webinar with all of you today is because we can count on you for all the questions that maybe we hadn't thought of yet, or maybe we just don't have answers, but this is indicative of what we're going to be hearing from the field. So thank you for your questions. We're answering them as we can, and if we don't have answers at the moment, then we'll go back to our product team, gather answers, and we will report back to. Let's move on, please. We'll talk about next week. Kevin?
All right.
All right. So next week is, yeah, I just wanted to ask you to advance the slide. Monday's Systems for Success is about importing contacts. So something that is a little bit painful but necessary for agents to get up and running on eEdge. So we're going to just help any new agent get through that process in the simplest way possible. And then Tuesday, I do realize now, thank you, David, for bringing this to our attention, that it is a holiday, so we'll talk about whether or not the Tuesday webinar stays on Tuesday, but either way will be recorded, and that is the leadership webinar. What you've just seen is what we are going to present to leadership, just so they have the same level of knowledge as far as what these websites kind of look like, what they're going to do, when they're coming, how the early adopter process works, and some of the answers to the FAQs. But most importantly, they'll know how to get to the page. And thank you for those of you who pointed out if you put an S at the end of the URL, it works. We confirmed yesterday that no S worked, but maybe something changed overnight. So try mykw.kw.com/websites and see if that doesn't work. Wednesday next week is the KW Video Weekly Live Training, and then we'll be back next Friday with your Ambassador webinar with updates and answers to any questions that we were not able to answer on today's webinar. We'll have them for you next week.
Yeah, and I'm going to recommend you guys attend that the KW Video overview, because adding video to your website has just gotten easier with the new KW websites. Video is where it's at. JP will help you all understand the power of video, but really, if you can learn and get to know the video and start your library now, it will be really easy for you to plug those into your website as soon as it's ready for you. All right, so before we go, and we're just going to do this real quick, and then we'll come back, of course, to some questions. But for those of you that are limited on time, I did want to mention it is National Cheeseburger Day. I don't know if you all knew that. We found that out yesterday. It's very exciting. So that is our fact of the week. So National Cheeseburger Day. I love that graphic. I need to eat one of these so I can take a nap in one of these. And here is a picture of the largest hamburger ever made. It weighed 2,014 pounds. It was prepared by Black Bear Casino Resort in Carlton, Minnesota. It was topped with 52 pounds of tomatoes, 50 pounds of lettuce, 60 pounds of onions, 19 pounds of pickles, and 40 pounds of American cheese. Isn't that unreal? But let's not forget the most important addition to it was 16 and a half pounds of bacon. Yum, yum. So happy Cheeseburger Day to all of you, National Cheeseburger Day, I should say, and let's be sure to have a cheeseburger in celebration. All right, a lot of the questions that have come in, we've actually answered most of them, and I know that Adam has done an excellent job of answering most of these questions, so we're just going to take a quick look at some of the most common questions that have come out. A couple of questions that I've seen are we going to be charged for the extra features? And the answer to that is no. Any of the features that the new KW websites come with that we have talked about is all included in your $25 a month. So there's not going to be any extra charges for any extra features. Somebody also asked, is there a value in me signing up for the $10 a month version of Playster? So as a trainer in my market center, I can keep ahead of the game. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. I mean, as an agent, you should have your own website. The market center is going to have their website. So, I mean, it's entirely up to you if you wish, but probably not necessary. Okay, what else? Brenda, did you see any others that we simply need to answer?
I'm going through questions about, I think we've addressed all the eEdge questions. I mean, you already said that we are not having any changes anytime soon with eEdge. It's just going to be business as usual. So yes, you will have 3 websites for a while.
Yeah, that's correct. Great question, Joel. Do we need new domain names? I mean, it all depends. If you're going to keep, your eAgency and your eEdge website will be around for a while, but they will be discontinued, no longer supported. So, that would be something that you may want to consider is moving that domain name. I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying a new domain name if you're just changing the templates, because the domain name carries a lot of SEO itself. So you may want to consider transitioning that over at some time. Those of you that are already using Playster and pay for it, then you'll probably, I would assume, either continue paying them and have 2 websites or discontinue paying them. That would be your 2 choices. And Joe is asking, will the free version of Playster, or the new KW website, I should say, and that's, let's as a group start using that terminology, the new KW websites, because we start throwing around brand names and Playster and all that, WordPress, it gets people confused. And our KW websites that are powered by Playster are just that. They're KW websites. They are going to come from, from our brains and our design team and so forth. So any updates, any additions that are added to it, any features, that's going to come from KW. So let's all use that language, and that way we don't confuse our agents in the future. So the question is it going to have a subdomain? And the answer is most likely it will have a subdomain that we can then CNAME redirect to, just like we do the eAgency websites. All right, and we are just about out of time. So what we will do is we'll collect the most commonly asked questions and provide you with that information. Of course, we'll take some of these and during the leadership call, if we find any that need to be answered, we can add those to the call, and then we'll provide the additional FAQ information, and we'll add additional FAQs to the landing page for the websites. All right, Brenda, you have anything else?
I do not. No, I think that's good. We're right on time. Exactly. Look at that.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you all being here. As always, we want you to stay on the edge of real estate technology by using KW Technology. We appreciate everything that you all do for us as ambassadors and MC Tech coordinators. I hope you all have a most excellent Friday. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Adam. And thank you all for being here. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.